this technical demonstration, we're going to group our systems into sets. Now, as you can see here, we do have a list of predefined sets that are already in place for us. So, for example, I could click Unix systems, and it can filter those particular systems. I can also click Windows systems, and it would show me those. Now, we can create custom sets, which we can then apply permissions to. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to come back up here to the top and select all systems so all of them exist. So we're going to create 3 separate sets. The first is, I'm going to click Add, and we're going to call this one Retired Systems. And we'll go ahead and click Members, and we're going to click Add. And for this one, we're only going to select the imported system, which was our test system. It doesn't exist any longer. We've retired it. So we're going to go ahead and select it and click Add. Now, in some cases, we may need to keep it for record-keeping purposes or for some other reason for a period of time until the system and all of its data has been transferred or offloaded and the system has actually been physically retired or destroyed. So we may need to keep it for that purpose. So we're going to go ahead and group those into a set for retired systems. We'll go ahead and click Save. And now we have, down here at the bottom, a set for retired systems. Let's go ahead and create 2 more. I'm going to go ahead and click Add. Now this one's going to be for Active Directory systems. We already have a predefined or pre-built Windows system set, but we want to be a little more specific. So let's go ahead and we'll call this one Omicron Domain Controllers. And again, we'll leave this as a manual option. We can use dynamic sets. This requires more of a SQL query that'll have to be applied. But for this particular demonstration, we'll leave it as manual, and we'll click Members, and we'll click Add. And now we only need the one domain controller. It's the only one we have in the environment. If we had multiple domain controllers, we could then add those. We'll go ahead and click Add and Save. Now let's go ahead and create one more for our Unix systems. We'll click Add, Omicron Unix Systems. Now, in this case, I'm not going to add members. I'm going to show you another way to add those members. We're just going to click Save here to create the set. So now, as you can see, I have my domain controllers, and that's filtered properly. My retired systems, that one's okay. My pre-built Windows systems shows me all Windows systems, but my Omicron Unix systems doesn't have anything listed. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and come back up to all systems, and we're going to select those 2 systems, and we're going to use the Actions button to add it to a set. Now, keep in mind, when we proceed to adding systems to a set, this applies to the custom sets that we create. So as you can see here, I only have the 3 sets that I have created. I don't have any of the pre-built sets. These are done specific within the Centrify environment. So we're going to go ahead and select our Omicron Unix systems and click Save. Now I have all my systems. If I go to Omicron Unix systems, I have those 2 systems. Now, as you can see here, my workspace is pretty crowded. This is primarily due to the default view of my browser and my Windows resolution, or display resolution rather. But I do have the capability of expanding this by simply using these options here. For sets, I can collapse this by simply clicking that little arrow, and as you can see, now I can have a little more workspace to work from. But again, I do have the capability of filtering using sets. I can now also go in and modify who has access to see these sets. Keep in mind, we can still provide view permissions to all systems, but if they want to see the sets, now I can go in and be a little more specific. So let's do that. I'm going to focus on the domain controllers here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to Modify. Now under Modify, you'll notice I have permissions and I have member permissions. Let's take a look at permissions first. Permissions applies to the actual set itself. So in this case, I have the capability of seeing the set as Alex Foster. Let's go ahead and add, and I'm going to add Kim Rogers. And we'll go ahead and click add. Now, I'm only going to grant Kim the ability to view this set, but that doesn't mean she can see all of the systems within it. Now I can go into member permissions and add Kim. And now I have the ability to manage sessions, edit, or delete. Now for this demonstration, all I want Kim to be able to do is view those systems currently. So now I have that in place. So let's go ahead and click Save. Let's go ahead and I'm going to open up a new browser. And we're going to go ahead and log into the portal under a different browser. And this time I'm going to log in as Kim Rogers. Now, as you can see here, Kim Rogers is not a system administrator, so she doesn't have all of the features that Alex Foster has. You'll notice that the access menu only has requests. The resource option doesn't have all of the specifics related to it as well, nor does she have the ability to perform a discovery. So let's go over to systems. Now, as you can see here, all she can see is the domain controller. If I scroll down, there's the set, and that's the only thing she has access to see. Now, I didn't give Kim Rogers explicit view permissions for this particular system, but by giving her member permissions to the domain set, that gave her access to this particular system.